used to shape shift and shift right back. Before I picked up the mic and started writing rhymes, I could alter my form at any given time. Shape, shift, shape, shift, shape, shape, shift, shift, shape, shift, shape, shift, shape, shift, shape, shape, shift, shift, shape, shift. Let me take you back to the start when I first started shape shifting. After class at school, really wanted me kicked in. There was little D running for his life with his heartbeat, bumping inside. Moved into a cheater, them cheats couldn't keep up. 60 miles per hour was the speed, I was G1, going straight into my mother's arms. Even tried to move into a car, a bars, a shiny gold bar. Even break the hitman heart, but my mama couldn't see it, she just laughed. Giggled to herself, you a crazy boy, get in the bath. And you better scrub harder, there's hard to these parts. I was like, nah, I'm a superhero, mom.
Welcome, everyone, to NBA action here on 2K Sports. It's a Saturday presentation of the NBA. It'll be Derrick Rose and the Chicago Bulls facing off against LeBron James and the Miami Heat. And now we send it out to American Airlines Arena. Kevin Clark and Steve are there, courtside, ready for tip-off.
Yeah, how y'all feel? Cause I feel so awesome. How you feel? Awesome. I guess that's awesome. Fine, and yo, yeah, awesome. Wanna roll? Awesome. Let's go. Yeah, hands in the skyline. AWE. Some call me awesome, some call me busy. Call me awesome. Gator on my shirt.
Good Saturday evening to each and every one of you, and thanks for watching the NBA here on 2K Sports. This is Kevin Harlan with Steve Kerr, Clark Kellogg, and Doris Burke. And State Farm's starting lineups. These are the 10 players starting the game. Okay, first for the Bulls. Rose is flanked by Bogans in the backcourt. And they've got Joakim Noah, the big man at the center. A terrific presence on the low block, one of the best. Then it's Dang, and it's Boozer in at the power forward position. And for Miami, Chalmers and Wade are the 1 and the 2. And the man in the middle from UNLV, Joel Anthony. He's a big part of that presence down low. Then it's LeBron James, and it's Bosh in at the power forward.
Now, the Bulls had to battle some injuries last year, but it didn't slow them down one bit in their rampage through the East. Carlos Boozer missed time early. Joakim Noah missed a large chunk of the season as well, but it didn't slow them down.
And so the tip-off, it's Miami. Now Chalmers, soft touch off the glass. Stevie talked about the injuries. Boozer, Clark, you come to expect it a bit with the Bulls, but they didn't miss a beat.
They had the depth to make up for it. I mean, Boozer's injury clearly was a problem, but then Noah was out for a while as well, and they really missed his length.
Oh, and the jam by LeBron. Now let's take a look at it once again with our Spike Slam Cam.
Now that's just rubbing it in, fella.
Throwing it down was Stein.
These folks are not going to forget that one anytime soon.
Pass to Noah. From past the arc. Chris Bosh with the rebound.
And you wonder about that shot selection. I'm sure the coaches are not thrilled with that one.
Quite the interesting season for Chris Bosh last year. I mean, obviously more team success than he really enjoyed in Toronto, but individually, his numbers dropped a bit. I don't think it bothered him, though. He wanted to win.
Let's go quickly over to Doris Burke for an update.
Well, Tom Thibodeau gave me a few minutes to catch up with him. He is quite aware of the shot-blocking abilities on the other bench, but doesn't want to have his team change their game plan. He said it's okay to have a few shots turned away. If we start changing our offense or second-guessing shots, that is when their shot blockers start to be a major factor. Gentlemen?
All right, Doris, thanks. So, Clark, they're thinking mainly about how to tackle the defense they're facing.
It won't be easy, Kevin. I mean, they're going to have to take a few body shots before it's all said and done. It's going to be a battle.
Steve?
Yeah, I like that, Clark. Body shots. I mean, go inside early. Try to pound them inside, and then you can play inside out at that point, but try to soften up that defense and make them move around a little bit.
Well, talking about Bosch's numbers from last season, Steve, his rebounding and his field goal percentage did drop off from the year before.
On his shooting percentage.
All right, now, that's why we love this guy.
He rarely disappoints, does he?
Yeah, very rarely. He always pulls a few of those out of his sleeve.
Noah, the pass to Dang. Over LeBron. That's good from Dang on the assist by Noah. Dang's got his first 2 points of the night. The 10-footer. Second shot opportunity. And there's the rejection. And they get it back. Here's Rose. Dishes to Boozer. Tries a three. Another miss by Boozer.
That's not his shot at all. Way too far beyond his range.
And LeBron throws it down hard.
Come on now, I didn't see. Can you believe that finish? Boy, a little bit of flair and flavor at the end of it.
Oh, that'll be a fan favorite, all right.
That was not your average, typical dunk.
Udonis Haslem, he's checked in for Miami.
Well, here's a little factoid for you. With LeBron switched to Miami, guys, he was the first reigning MVP to change teams since Moses Malone back in 1982. Crazy stuff. And remember what happened when Moses Malone changed teams. That team, Philadelphia, went on to win the NBA title in '83.
With Dr. J.
Dr. J and Mo Cheeks.
Unbelievable.
That was my rookie year. So I
you
remember banging heads against those guys.
What a time. Poked away. Out of bounds. And they retain possession. Here's LeBron over Noah, and LeBron with the basket, the assist by Haslem. 6 points for LeBron. Back to what you said about LeBron, like you said, you just don't see MVPs want to change teams. They're happy where they are. Steve, you can probably talk about that. And LeBron throws it down hard.
That's what he does. Attack the heart of the defense and get straight to the rim.
Here's Brewer. Reed gets a hand on it. The Heat leading by 9. Here's Haslem. 1:49 left to play in the first quarter. Looking to end the run. And he hits the jump shot. Noah's got his first 2 points.
Hasn't been able to get it going offensively. It's been a slow start for him. I think anything left. Oh! Now that's a special order right there.
Not everybody can cap off a dunk like that.
Yeah, very difficult maneuver, but a tremendous one if you can pull it off.
Stolen by Boozer.
Now, part of the reason they are where they are is that they have taken care of the ball for the most part.
Here's Haslem, and it's blocked. And they're able to recover, and they keep possession. And it's Wade slamming it down.
And look at how he posed on the rim for a few seconds after that one. That's never going to endear you to your opponents. They don't like that kind of stuff.
No, he was enjoying that one so much he didn't want to let go.
Yeah, just a little reminder of whose rim it is.
Here's what Miami's going with right now. Joel Anthony comes in for LeBron. Eddie House subbed in for Mario Chalmers. That free throw good from Wade.
You know, when you watch Wade in recent years, he's really developed an outstanding post game with a lot of moves at his disposal, and it's based on excellent footwork.
There's the three. Rebound by the Heat.
Tough to hit that shot when you got the defense right in your shirt.
And it's Wade slamming it down.
They built an early lead here, really pushing ahead.
Well, they've got a huge advantage, points in the paint, Steve, and they're attacking early, so taking advantage of scoring in close.
And the first time out of the game called for Chicago.
Well, the big story, of course, a year ago for Miami was the formation of the big three, LeBron, Wade, and Bosch. And although it took some time for those three to click, eventually they figured it out.
Steve, back to what you said about Miami. They struggled out of the gate. They were 9-8, but after a rough November, they kicked it on in December. And Clark, I think really the game that kind of spun them around was their first LeBron appearance in Cleveland in a win early December against the Kings.
Yeah, that was an impressive win. I recall that. That was almost like an NBA Finals type atmosphere in terms of the media attention and so forth. But in that month, they went 15-1 and really seemed to find their rhythm and, quite honestly, never looked back. You know, guys, he's always looking for that open three. I mean, that's his strength, and sometimes the best time to get the three is in transition.
And the ball travels out of bounds. Turnover.
That's kind of surprising. I mean, that's simple execution right there. I'm not sure how they missed on that pass.
Here is Korver. 3 from the inbound.
What a display of rebounding we've seen from them in this first quarter. Wow.
Yeah, big rebounding advantage early. No question, this team came to play.
Bulls trail by 7. About 3 seconds between shot and game clock. And that one's good. Hogan's got 5. 20 seconds left in the first quarter. Fires from 14. A second chance effort. And that one's good, Anthony.
Boy, what a great job of getting into the teeth of the defense and scoring in the paint.
And that's been their main point of attack. I mean, get the ball deep and try to score from in tight rather than rely on their outside shooting. I mean, that's a more consistent way to score it. Take it inside.
Here's Haslam. Over Gibson. Off the inbound, no good. A nice first quarter of play. We've seen plenty of offense so far. Heat out front, up by 3.
And the key has been the second chance points. You look at this team, the hustle that they play with, very impressive in that first quarter.
Well, it's showing up on the scoreboard. I mean, you get second chance points like that, it can add to your totals and also demoralize your opponent.
More great action when we return. And we got a close game here as we get back to the second quarter. Here's Rose. House gets the reach-in call. That's his first foul.
First personal foul, team's first.
Here is Korver from deep, and it's LeBron James with the rebound. LeBron's now got 4 rebounds in this game.
Thibodeau really connected with the players on the Bulls roster early on. I mean, Derrick Rose attributed the huge jump in his game and what he made defensively to the coaching of Tom Thibodeau.
And a chance here to catch up with the 4th member of our crew, Doris Burke. Hi, Doris.
Guys, it's kind of ironic that the Heat and Celtics have become rivals in the East with Chris Bosh and Kevin Garnett facing up. Because growing up, Bosh modeled his game after KG. He said, coming up, I played for a lot of old-school coaches. As a big man, I was told to get down low and stay there. Then I see KG, 6'11", doing all these things. I thought maybe it's okay to start working on my jump shot and ball handling. The first time I played him, I was a little in awe, but I had to put it aside. I would have gotten killed if I didn't. And I realized that I might be able to do some things that he is able to do. But he has that fire that I want to learn too. And guys, for the skinny big men, it sure helps to have a little bit of an edge.
Well, it sure does. Thank you, Doris.
And you can see similarities in their games. I mean, the Heat could definitely benefit from Bosh emulating KG at the defensive end.
Well, Clark, and it just wasn't Rose, as you mentioned. I mean, the whole team bought into his coaching philosophy. And, Steve, you've always said, and Clark has too, that when the best player follows, everybody else will follow that best player.
Yeah, it's easy to do. I mean, when Derrick Rose is buying in and believing in what the coach is selling, it's easy for everybody else to jump on board. And when that happens, you really gain a lot of momentum as an organization.
Here's what Miami's going with right now. Chris Bosh is checked in for Haslam. Wade comes in for LeBron. And it's Chalmers in for Eddie House. Chalmers. Good. And Miller gets the assist. Here's Rose. He's got 11. Jacks up a 3. Rose with another miss.
Even with every shot clanging off the rim, he seems determined to keep hoisting up these threes. It might be time to get inside of that all.
Oh, and the dunk by Brewer.
Well, that's great. You take advantage of that turnover and convert at the other end.
Absolutely. I mean, points off turnovers this time generated off the steal.
Well, the Bulls had the best record in the entire NBA a season ago, and one of the reasons was that they were playing in the weaker Eastern Conference, and they really dominated their opponents in the East.
Here's Gibson, and it's Miami with the rebound. Anthony's got 4 rebounds and slammed down hard. Another look on the Sprite Slam Cam.
Yes, indeedy. Boy, I love that one. That's not just any plain dunk. That has some panache to it.
It's an energizer, guys. That is an energizer.
It is, and that will lift the whole team up.
And finished off by Noah. Noah's got his second basket.
Well, it's been back and forth. Really good battle here.
Yeah, real strong battle, guys, and it looks like it may come down to which team has the ball last as far as who wins.
And it's Miller missing.
Good, tough defense there, getting a hand up, forcing that miss.
Well, he's got the reputation of being a tough defender, and there was an example right there for you. That's a nice job on the boards to allow them a second high-quality look.
Here's Bosch, and the layup is good. Bosch has got his first points of the game. Chicago leading, and stolen by Chalmers.
You know, he got a fingertip on it, but not enough to control the pass coming in that fast.
And here comes the break. Uncovered. Brewer's shot is off. And Miami has possession. Here's Wade. Connects from 13 feet out. Wade's got 13 points. Guys, no one team gaining control early on.
Give and take, back and forth, the whole way thus far.
Yeah, 6 lead changes already, and as Rasheed Wallace once said, both teams playing hard, my man.
And the Heat with some changes. Udonis Haslem, he's checked in for Joel Anthony. LeBron comes in for Mike Miller. Eddie House subbed in for Dwayne Wade. Then for the Bulls, Carlos Boozer's checked in for Gibson. Hogans comes in for Ronnie Brewer. And it's Watson in for Derrick Rose. Baseline J on the way. It's good on the putback. Bosch has got 4 points this quarter.
Give him some credit now for some hard and persistent work on the boards to get those points.
Yeah, Clark, he battled for him.
And it paid off because after he was through fighting for position, he got the easy 2. And Noah received that big contract extension before the start of the season. And I think he lived up to it. He did have some injuries during the year, but he's such a valuable player for Chicago because of his ability to rebound and defend, especially around the paint area.
Here's Watson, and a miss there on the triple. Miami trailing. Now let's send it to Doris from the sideline.
Kevin, many wondered why it took so long for Tom Thibodeau to get a shot as a head coach. One former coach said he wasn't ready 3 years ago. He was ready 10 to 15 years ago. But for whatever reason, no one wanted to give him an opportunity. In the end, it all worked out for the Chicago Bulls.
Thanks, Doris. Chicago fans were extremely pleased that a lot of teams passed him until he came to the Bulls.
It's been a great fit so far, as the Bulls should be a solid team for a long time.
You brought up Noah. You know, a lot of guys get a contract extension and... Well, guys, this first half has been about as tightly contested as you could hope for.
Well, neck and neck, how about that? I mean, ferociously competitive. I mean, tight as me in an airplane bathroom.
He's put on an offensive clinic. They've got to deny him the ball.
And if that fails, then double him, Steve. I mean, they can't allow him to continue to hurt him like this.
Good foul. Make him earn the free throws. Don't let this team dunk.
I like that. That's a smart foul. I mean, it's a lot easier to dunk it than it is to hit 2 free throws. Make him earn them at the strike.
Free throw good, LeBron.
You know, with all the criticism that LeBron had in his move to Miami, all the criticism he received, it probably in some ways served as motivation for him after he got over the hurt and the pain of it. I mean, his mental makeup was a lot less jovial and more focused and more serious. And part of that is growing up, but I think part of it was the byproduct of what he had gone through.
That's perceptive what you say about his attitude, Clark, about LeBron James, and he did seem to have less joking around during games. It was out for vengeance, perhaps, almost. Steve, you called that Eastern Conference final last year, and you saw it firsthand, how he went right at the Chicago Bulls and a guy that beat him out for the MVP in Derrick Rose.
Yeah, and LeBron put on an incredible display during that series, Kevin. I think you're right, both you guys. I mean, LeBron used that criticism all year long, and his teammates did too. They used it as motivation to prove people wrong, and I thought LeBron was fantastic. He had an amazing year.
He goes up, and that is good. And it's a 3-point Heat lead.
Boy, he just seems to score so easily. The game comes very simply to him.
You know, the defense in transition typically is trained to protect the rim and the paint first, and those are the type of open looks you can get from beyond the arc under those circumstances.
It's all tied in Miami.
It's Saturday, everyone's favorite day of the week. Let's do it right with HP at the half. We've seen the Heat slugging it out. They've done a fantastic job pushing the break and the tempo, easy buckets in transition. LeBron James is having himself a big-time performance. What he's been able to do from the field has been nothing short of spectacular. Only a select few players in the league can shoot the ball like that. The Bulls getting after it as well. Great activity on the defensive end of the floor. They're forcing a ton of turnovers. A tremendous first half for Derrick Rose. Always a threat to go off in any given game, and he hasn't disappointed. A lot of offense here for the first half for these two, leading their teams in scoring. And that'll wrap it up here. Now, back to Kevin Harlan and the crew for this.
Welcome back, everyone. The second half about to get underway, and it's been a close one so far. Here's Rose. Fires the three. It's hauled in by LeBron.
You know, the Bulls were a tough team while traveling last season and ended up with the second most road wins in the Eastern Conference, trailing only the Miami Heat.
They had a clear path to the hoop the whole way.
Yeah, it doesn't get much easier than that, Steve.
Here is Rose. Clark talking about the Bulls on the road. They got those 26 road wins by, I think, getting really tough.
Well, they're such a good rebounding team, guys, and when you rebound on the road, it gives you a chance to win.
Here's Wade in for the dunk.
The defense just swung wide open for him there. Easy shot.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, they didn't put up any resistance at all.
Bulls from the top of the key. And there's Derrick Rose on the assist from Carlos Boozer. Here's Chalmers. Here's Anthony. That's good, and so Chalmers with the assist. Chalmers has got his fourth assist in this one. Here's Bogans. No luck, and Miami will go the other way with the ball. They've led by as much as 10. Here's LeBron. Goes up and lays it nice and easy. And it's a 6-point Heat lead.
And Chris Bosh, not really a traditional low-post scorer. His strength lies in his face-up game. He'll turn and use his quickness to get around bigger defenders and get to the rim.
The dish to Rose. The tray. And again, Chicago. No good.
Well, remember, he made 2 3-pointers in the first half, but has not been able to get anything to fall here in the second.
You know, speaking of Bosch's quick first step, Clark, he also has a great mid-range jump shot. And that's a tough choice if you're going to defend him.
Yeah, it really is. And I think early last season, he may have settled for his jump shot a little too often. But again, getting acclimated to where he was, and obviously your personnel affects how you try to play, especially when you're your team's top scorer and rebounder. He was being more aggressive trying to get inside, and you know, I think that at the end of the season that really gave him a boost.
The Heat making a switch here. Haslam's checked in, and Chicago also making a switch. Kyle Korver, he's checked in for Keith Bogan. Here's Wade. He's got 17. Deflected. Good look. And the basket good. Wade's got 19 points. Here's Rose. They trail by 6. Then kicks it to Noah. From about 19 feet. Another one falls for Chicago.
They are just lighting him up from mid-range area.
You know, sometimes we forget about the value of the mid-range or in-between game. This team has made 8 of their last 10 with that shot, the in-between shot.
Bulls trail by 6. To the paint. And here they come. Here's Chalmers. And he caps off the fast break with a monster slam.
Man, that's the problem when you don't protect the ball.
Exactly. When you surrender the ball like that, you put your defense at a huge disadvantage.
Here's Dang. Great D that time from LeBron. The Heat leading by 8. And he lays that one in. LeBron's now got 22.
Yeah, not just an everyday finish. He put a little pizzazz on that one, guys.
You got to wonder, has Miami set off a bit of an arms race in regards to talent with what they were able to pull off last year? Are other teams going to look to stack stars just to try to keep up?
Clark, they've shared the load offensively.
Yeah, they've done a nice job with it, Kevin and Steve. I mean, everybody's touching the ball. There's a nice flow to what they're doing offensively.
Well, it makes it so much tougher to defend, too, when you have to account for all 5 offensive players, and the ball just moves so quickly. Tough to defend that.
Mark, you brought up the stars wanting to play with each other. You know, Steve, it seems like that is the trend now in the NBA.
Well, I think every player wants to play with great players. And it's all circumstantial, really. If you're a free agent and there's a team with cap room and you've got a partner who you want to play with and you can work it all out like Miami did, then that's great. But I think those circumstances are going to be few and far between.
You know, guys, thinking back to Chalmers in the NBA Finals last year, he was one of the Heat's role players that I thought really ramped it up in a tough series and helped out the Big Three quite a bit.
And the first one at the line is good.
Well, you brought up Chalmers, Clark. I mean, he was really, really good in that final series against Dallas. Knocked down his three-point shots, did a nice job of running the club, and I think really made a case for being the future starting point guard for the Miami Heat.
The Heat making a switch here. Anthony's checked in. And that's good as he hits both of his shots.
How about the Bulls' improvement a year ago, guys? They won 62 games, up from 41 in the previous year. Once again, Chicago has become a dominant team.
And dominant is the right word, as you mentioned, with the Bulls. They just ran away with the regular season.
Kevin, it's been a while since the Bulls had the best record in the NBA, but the way they came together, it wasn't really shocking. They were good defensively, and they had chemistry and cohesiveness offensively.
Both free throws good from Wade.
Last year, Dwayne Wade up to his usual tricks as he put up another great season, and we've certainly become accustomed to that. He scores, rebounds, and defends.
Here's Wade. 23 points in the game. Easy shot. It's blocked. Even numbers. Here's Dang, and the rejection by LeBron. Out of bounds, and they'll keep possession. Time called here, and the Bulls decide to talk it over. Back to Wade for a moment. 25, 5, and 6. Steve, pretty much a standard year for Dwayne Wade.
Yeah, we pretty much take him for granted at this point, and it's a shame because his greatness is just amazing, especially at the offensive end of the floor. And now playing with LeBron and Chris Bosh, what a scary trio for the Eastern Conference to deal with over the next 5-6 years.
Joakim Noah, he's checked in for the Bulls. Brewer comes in for Luol Deng. Got a piece of it. And stolen by Chalmers.
Well, in the second half, we've seen them get caught napping a few too many times. I mean, those miscues are starting to add up. You know, the Big Three in Miami had a tremendous amount of success in year one. They didn't reach the 70-win mark, which I think was crazy for people to be talking about anyway, but they still managed to get 58 of them.
And he's unable to convert here on the three-point play. Back to the Heat, 30 of those wins were at home. A very strong team, Steve, in Miami.
Well, that home record was good for third best in the Eastern Conference, and I think they're actually looking to improve on that record this year.
There's 25 seconds left in the third quarter.
Nice play there on that inbounds play, and it paid off with the three.
It falls. And the Heat lead by 15.
Tell you what, they were in full attack mode there on that fast break.
I agree with you, Steve. I mean, they got right after it.
Here's Wade. 25 points in the game. Fires from 14. Shot is no good. Great defense that time from Noah. 1 second left. No good on the layup. And as we end the third quarter, a double-digit deficit will make it tough to come back. Dwayne Wade really has his fingerprints all over this one.
The way he's moved through the defense so far through three quarters, it's like everybody but him is in slow motion.
Well, he's just that quick going to the basket, Steve. I mean, the help defense just isn't getting there in time, and he's been able to finish.
Live from Miami, we're back in a moment. It's time for the fourth quarter and time to check in with the fourth member of our team, Doris Burke, for our Sprite Spark Report. Hi, Doris.
Well, Kevin, for that great stretch the Heat just put together, they get the Sprite Spark Award. There has been absolutely no let-up, even as their lead continues to grow with each stop. They're using this game to send a message to anyone who is watching, it seems. Guys?
Great stuff as always, Doris. Thank you. Clark, that was the game's critical point.
Yeah, I agree with you there. I really think it was. I mean, it really tipped things in their favor. There's no doubt about it.
And that's going to happen to you when you keep piling up those points and you get on a run like that.
Shooting for Miami, LeBron James. Shooting the one.
Free throw good, LeBron.
Spoelstra was in a really odd and tough position last season. Never before had there been a bigger free agent talent swing, and he was tasked with getting three huge superstars to mesh as a unit. He's done a nice job. Well, his rebounding is certainly something this team has come to rely on.
Yeah, the fans have come to rely on him for those dunks for sure.
Well, and nobody was disappointed on that play.
Lays it up, and despite of the excellent defense at that, LeBron's now got 5 points now in the quarter. Back to Spoelstra because he was the first coach, Steve, to deal with that much talent. He had some very unique situations pop up along that road.
Well, he sure did, Kevin, and he had to coach that team under a microscope all season long. The basketball world was watching, and that Miami team went through some ups and downs, but in the end, I think Erik Spoelstra did a fantastic job, and he looks to be one of the bright young coaches in this league.
Here's Rose. Off the inbound. Another one falls for Chicago.
Great execution coming off that inbounds play.
The Heat leading by 11. Tries it from the top of the key. Chicago grabs the miss. Gibson's got 3 rebounds now in this one. Here's Rose. No good there, and that would have cut it to single digits.
They have really been a group of glass eaters out there today, fellas. I mean, just devouring any and all rebounds.
And I think that's the difference in the game right now. A double-digit lead in that category.
And it's Miller picking him up. Got that one up quick. 24 points for Rose. Here's LeBron. And LeBron throws it down hard. Replay here. Sprite Slam Cam showing it once more. Bulls trail by 13. Brewer pushes to Dang. Brewer passes to Dang. And Brewer kicks to Dang. Nice movement. Down low. Here's Gibson. It's hauled in by LeBron. LeBron's now got his 7th rebound of the game with that last one. And a new group in for the Heat. Ilgauskas is checked in for Joel Anthony. Wash comes in for Udonis Haslem. Dwayne Wade's checked in for Mike Miller. And it's Chalmers in for Eddie House. So Chicago going with an almost entirely new group here. Joakim Noah, he's checked in for Asik. Boozer comes in for Taj Gibson. Kyle Korver, he's checked in for Ronnie Brewer. And it's Watson in for Derrick Rose. From deep three-point range, they get it again. Here's Bosch. Nice second effort. Good job staying with it. And the Heat lead by 15.
And all 10 of their last points have come inside the paint, so defensively you've got to make an adjustment.
Yeah, you got to do a little more to stop it, too. I mean, it's coming way too easy for them. At some points, you just got to buck up and say it's not going to happen.
Chicago calls timeout.
They need to make some adjustments because he's absolutely scorching.
And a new group in for the Heat. Juwan Howard's checked in for Bosch. James Jones comes in for LeBron. Mike Miller's checked in for Dwayne Wade. Eddie House subbed in for Mario Chalmers. And Chicago also making a switch. Brewer's checked in. Let's catch up with Doris from the sideline.
Hi, guys. Over that break, I was able to catch the message Tom Thibodeau was giving to his team. He was definitely not pleased. He said, you guys look lethargic out there, and told them they've got to increase their activity level. He ended the huddle by saying, this is not going to get the job done. I want to see who's going to step up.
Watson's shot is good.
You know, they're just getting hammered inside and really need to find a way to be tougher down there. They got to be physical. They got to man up in there.
I agree. I mean, you look at the points they're giving up, most of them seem to be coming inside the paint. And they add to this lead, trying to close this game out.
I think it would take a lot of luck and maybe then some. I mean, might be time to pack this thing in.
Time call here. The Bulls decide to talk it over. They're down by 17. There's a minute 47 left to play in the final quarter. LeBron, he's checked in for Eddie House. And Chicago also making a switch. Sheik's checked in. Here's Boozer. Fades and shoots. And unable to corral the miss, and it goes out of play. .143 left in the fourth quarter. Here's LeBron. And he uses the glass on the way. LeBron's now got 33.
Knocking down shots, really playing well here in the fourth.
You know, I call it playing through the finish line, not running to it, playing through it, and that's what they're doing, right to the final buzzer.
Gets it to go. Here's LeBron. Over Watson. And the ball goes out of play, unable to keep it in.
Bulls ball.
.124 left in the fourth. And he drops in the layup off the glass.
He worked his way around the bigger man and found the hoop. Great play.
Yeah, really nice play. Wasn't bothered at all.
Here's LeBron. And a missed layup. Bulls trail by 15. Brewer with the ball. And he finishes nicely on the layup.
How about that? Strong. I mean, he doesn't care how much height he's giving up. It's attitude with him.
Here's LeBron. Straight up. The feather touch on the finger roll. Beautiful. LeBron's now got 35. With his first shot attempt, no good. And Miami will go the other way with the ball. Earlier in the game, they had a 19-point lead. Good.
That's a dagger. That will probably finish this game.
Yeah, it's over, Steve. Convincing closeout.
Here is Watson, covered by LeBron. Watson's shot is good. 40 seconds left here in the fourth quarter. Goes up on the high post. Again, the Heat, good for two.
Well, they're just trying to run clock now. I mean, this thing is pretty much over.
Yeah, there's nothing but the result to be determined. So it's time to start thinking about the next game now.
Miller inside. Yes, and it's LeBron picking up the assist.
Nice offensive play there, and this one's pretty much in the books, guys.
Yeah, I agree. You know what? It was a very good showing from them to come away with the win. I was very impressed.
So for the Bulls, Rasul Butler's checked in for Brewer. And it's Dang in for C.J. Watson. Tipped away.
Boy, you got to love that kind of anticipatory defense.
So far, we've seen them be a bit careless with the ball.
Guys, untidy. You've got to value the possession of the basketball.
I know you agree with that, Steve.
No, totally. You got to play with control and composure, Kevin. Well, he just does so many things well out there.
A true pro, a professional display he's put on here.
Lets it go. And the Bulls with another miss. Throws it from deep. And so Miami takes this one by a big margin. Not much to be critical of with this win, Clark.
Not at all. I mean, they showed up not just to play, they showed up to give great effort and to win, and they did both.
Thanks for tuning in to the NBA on 2K Sports. For Clark Kellogg, Steve Kerr, and Doris Burke, this is Kevin Harlan. We'll see you next time. And now, our Jordan Player of the Game, LeBron James.